Okay, in this tutorial we'll be looking at how to create simple buttons in Flash, and also what the 4 different keyframes within a button actually do. So I'll be demonstrating the differences so that you can get started making your own. So to begin with, I'm just going to create a very simple button. I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'll select the rectangle tool. I'm going to draw a button here in the corner, and then I'm going to turn that into a symbol. So I'm going to select it and press F8 to turn it into a symbol. Okay, now the key thing to remember here is that it's not going to be a movie clip. You must change that to be a button when you're making a button. Always give it a sensible name. So I'm going to call this my square button, and then click OK. Right, once you've turned your button into a symbol, the next thing to do is double click on the button to go inside the button. You can see up here that we're inside the button because that's the name of the symbol. Down here on the timeline, you can see it has changed. We've now got 4 keyframes. We've got the up frame, the over frame, the down, and the hit. Just to describe those, the up frame is what the button will look like normally with no interaction. The over frame is what the button will look like when you hover the mouse over it. The down frame is what the button will look like when you click and hold the mouse button. And then finally the hit frame is a little bit different. That is the clickable area of the button, which is actually more useful for creating invisible buttons, but I'll talk about that a little bit later on. So just to demonstrate, the over frame currently and the down and hit frame have nothing in them, so they are blank. We want to add something to the over frame, so if we press on the over frame and click F6, you'll see that will create a keyframe inside like that. Okay, now the up and over frame, if you click on them one at a time, they are identical. Pressing F6 actually just makes a copy of the previous frame. I want that button to change colour in the over frame, so just make sure the over frame is selected. Click on your button, over in the properties window, change its colour to be whatever you like it to be. I'm going to change the button to be red when pressed, and it's done. Okay, so if you click on the up frame and the over frame, you can see that they are different. I'm going to do the same for the down frame. I'm going to put in a keyframe. Okay, so you can see that the up is blue, the over is red, the down is red because it copies the frame before, which was the red button. So I'm going to change the colour of the button in the down frame to be a green like that. Okay, so you can see I've now got up is blue, over is red, down is green. Now to demonstrate this working, if you click on the blue arrow at the top left hand corner to come out of the button symbol and back onto the main movie timeline, you can see we've got our button there. If we press Ctrl and Enter to demonstrate it working, I'm going to create our movie. You can see here we've now got our movie. Okay, if I hover the mouse over the button, it turns red. You can see the cursor has changed from an arrow to a little finger hand symbol as well. That also proves that it's a button symbol. If I hold the mouse down, it turns green. Now, just to show, once you've made a button, it will appear over in the library. Okay, over here in the square. If we drag that onto the stage, what you've now got are 2 buttons that work exactly the same way. However, once you start to make more complicated movies, those buttons can actually do different things. So you can have one button could take you to one page, the second button could take you to another page, so they will act independently of each other. They don't have to do the same thing. But what we've got are 2 buttons which are identical and have the same interaction as each other.